In New Mexico, Governor Bill Richardson, a lifelong fan of the Wild Wild West, is considering a pardon for Billy the Kid. The state promised the famous gunslinger a pardon more than 130 years ago when he testified in an 1879 murder trial.
If he was offered a pardon, I think he should be pardoned.
Across the state, they can't decide whether their most famous gunman is the romantic hero in Young Guns,
I like these odds.
or, according to the descendants of the sheriff who put him down, a cold-hearted killer.
You can't reward bad behavior with good.
For Good Morning America, Steve Osensami, ABC News.
And joining us from Santa Fe on the last day of his term as governor with this exclusive announcement is Bill Richardson. Governor, Happy New Year. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Bill. Same to you.
Now, before we get to your decision, I have to ask. Certainly, there's a lot of pressing issues in your state for New Mexicans about the budget and other concerns there. Why is this important? Why does this command some of your time?
Well, this is American history. This is New Mexico's history. This is the historical record, potentially correcting it or not. This is the American West, and Billy the Kid was from New Mexico, from Lincoln County, and this has been since 1881 an issue in our state and around American history. Should Billy get a pardon? This is why it's important. It's living history. We should not neglect the historical record and the history of the American West.
Right, and good for tourism, I'm sure, for New Mexico as well, for Old West aficionados.
Well, yeah, no, I make that, it's good for tourism, it's gotten great publicity for the state. I acknowledge that and I support that.
Okay, so the story is, I mean, depending on different legends, Billy the Kid killed either 8 or 22 people, anywhere in between there, but you're not talking about pardoning from him for everything. It's not a blanket pardon. It's for a very particular case in which your predecessor, Governor Lew Wallace, promised him a pardon in a particular case because he agreed to testify in a murder trial. Is that right?
That's correct. Sheriff Bill Brady is the individual that we're focusing on, and whether Billy, in effect, killed him. There's a historical duplicity on both sides. The issue is this: did Governor Lew Wallace promise Billy the Kid a pardon? In my opinion, after looking at the entire historical record, I believe that he did. However, there's enough ambiguity, historical ambiguity, as to why Governor Wallace did not provide reasons for backing off the deal. And when Billy the Kid killed two law enforcement members escaping from the Lincoln County jails, I have to include that in my decision. Accordingly, I've decided not to pardon Billy the Kid because a lack of conclusiveness and also the historical ambiguity as to why Governor Wallace reneged on his pardon.
So in the afterlife somewhere, there will be no toast with Billy the Kid and Jim Morrison this morning. But was the family of Pat Garrett, the lawman who killed Billy the Kid, did they have any sway on your decision? Because they opposed any pardon.
Well, I met with them. I met with a lot of descendants. I looked at the historical record. We even discovered documents, newspaper articles, that basically indicated that Governor Wallace did make this deal with Billy the Kid. And Governor Wallace didn't keep his end of the bargain. The issue is, why didn't he do that? So while at the same time, I think Billy kept his end of the bargain at the time by providing testimony on the Brady case, the problem is also this. Sheriff Brady, even though he was a member of law enforcement, he was head of the Santa Fe Ring, which was a syndicate. He wasn't necessarily a good guy. So across the board, what I think maybe tipped the scales with me is that Billy went ahead after not getting this pardon and killed two deputies, two law enforcement individuals, two innocents. So, you know, it was a very close call. I've been working on this for 8 years. You know, the romanticism appealed to me to issue a pardon, but the facts and the evidence did not support it, and I've got to be responsible, especially when a governor is issuing pardons.
Well, you're a former ambassador. You were just in North Korea, ending up your term in governor. We can't wait to see what's next for Bill Richardson, but we appreciate you making this historic announcement here on GMA. Happy New Year to you.
Thank you.
All right.